these two schools back on the floor competing against each other?
I think from the kids' standpoint, it's probably going to be about bragging rights. I mean, they're really excited, but they are friends. So, I mean, they're all the time coming to each other's game, and I just feel like it's going to be a good matchup for us for both teams. It's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of excitement.
You guys touched on it a little bit up there, but what can this do for just, I guess, basketball in this area in general to kind of revive that rivalry?
Oh gosh, I think it can kickstart life after elementary basketball. Because I mean that is where that's the biggest tournament in this county, and we're just trying to get that to move forward and get these kids wanting to play basketball. To keep them out of trouble for one reason, because they get into so many things and have so many problems and so much trouble to get into out there, and we just feel like if we can get them in the gym and let them concentrate on basketball and other things outside of and their social life, I think that's going to help kids in general.
Talk a little bit about how this came to fruition, how the conversation started.
I mean, me and Coach Evans, we talk about it on a yearly basis, and I'm sure they do too. But I mean, we're just sitting, like I said, we're sitting at dinner one day at the girls' state tournament, and he gets a message to call Coach Flatford, and so he calls me. He's like, "Well, we're going to play Cosby this year," and we're like, "Wow!" Just like that, it just happened. So we're very excited, and we're glad the way it came about. And we're glad to be here today to hopefully give some people in the community a little something to look at as far as what our thoughts are about the rivalry, about the matchup.
Well, when the word started to seep out, what was the reaction amongst your team?
Oh, right when I got to school, are we really playing Cosby? Are we really? And I'm like, yeah, we're really going to set up a game. And I've had more girls interested in workouts this year than I've had in the previous years. So that's big. So I mean, get kids to come out and see what they can get, see what they can do.
Especially our good friends, they hang out with each other and spend the night with each other and go to each other's games when we're not playing. But, they're going to have fun with it. It's going to be a great atmosphere, great for them, and it's going to be I guess I got you game. I guess who gets the best of each other.
They hadn't played each other since '78. Y'all were saying it seems like a natural fit. Why not?
The biggest reason I always got was because of the fans. They were afraid things would happen in the stands. It was real battles going on, and I just thought that they were afraid that fights would break out and stuff like that. That was my understanding.
Being there as long as you have, is there a sense of pride in kind of making this thing happen and finally get these two?
Oh yeah, we've been trying for years. And every time I've even mentioned it before it even got took off, it's always been shut down because they didn't think it ever happened. And even this year, finding out that it did happen, I've still had some words that, you sure you want to do that? But I think it can do nothing but help both programs, both on the floor and financially. It's going to be a great time for them.
Talk about what this game will do for just basketball in this county in general, generating interest and that sort of thing.
Well, like I said, it's going to be one of those games where hopefully second and third graders will come in and say, hey, I want to be a part of that game. So they'll be excited about it, and they'll work, to get better. They'll work to be able to be a part of it, and that's what I'm hoping for.
What was the reaction amongst your team when they found out?
I kept it from them for a little while, but then they started coming up to me and say, "Hey, Coach, I hear we're doing this." They were excited. Like I said, they're friends. Both teams usually are. Most of them are friends, and it was just one of those. Hey, are we get to play and let's start talking. So and it was good.
It's going to be big for the community, obviously, and like I said, it's two big reasons for playing the game. One, for us to get where we want to get and play for something worthwhile. From a competitive standpoint, we need to play people that are going to be good and can challenge us. And I mean, we've got somebody in our own county who obviously can do that. So why not play them? And then the financial ramifications from the game obviously are going to be big for both schools because it could possibly be a standing room only at both places when we play.
What would that mean as far as the financial shot the Army's growing?
We'll be looking at a lot of money. Some opportunities to do some different things with that money. Whether you spend on your kids or trips, anything like that. So financially, it's going to be big for both schools.
Talk to me about how it came about, just the phone call and that sort of thing.
Well, just had some interest within the community from some school board members, and I just happened to make a phone call during the girls' state tournament to Coach Evans, just kind of gauging his interest to see, because at that point my schedule was about finished. I had 2 games left that I could feel it. And I just thought I'd shot in the dark just to call and see. And I said, "What do you think?" And he said, "So I'm very interested." He said, "I'll talk with our girls coach Jeremy." And they called back Monday. We set 2 dates, and since then it's just took off.
Why haven't they played this?
Well, I think there was some concerns about what possibly could happen away from the floor. That was all the reasons given to me. I think Ray kind of mentioned it that that discussion was always stopped about playing because they were really concerned about what might take place away from the floor. But it just felt like the time was right. It's time to do it.
And like you guys were saying, and a lot of these guys are friends, off the court. So just talk about how much fun it's going to be for them.
It will be. They're going to be excited to play the game. They're going to be up to play it. A lot of their guys will come to our games on their nights off, and some of our guys will go up and watch them play on our nights off. They've grown up playing together, whether it be in elementary school, AAU. So they're familiar with each other, and they know each other, and a lot of them are friends and spend the night at each other's houses and hang out. So it's not only situations where the players from both schools, have a lot of resentment towards each other. I mean, they actually have a lot of respect and like a lot of those guys that they're going to be playing against. So
now that the word's come out a little bit, are people in the community stopping you guys when you're out and about, being like, "Hey, what about this?"
Oh yeah, and that happened pretty quick right after it was announced that we were going to play. After we set the 2 dates, people were asking about when's it going to be, and it's really looking forward to it. Still we got months still away from it. People are still talking about it.
Anything else you want to add?
No, it's the Cosby community and the Cosby High School, and our players are very excited about the game, and like I said, it'll be before you know it.